Hello, I'm Steve Lester, and we have been talking with the cast of the upcoming feature film Say Less. And today with us in the studio, we have Marquis Evans, aka Brandon Johnson. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. Can't complain too much.
Can't complain too much. Weather okay where you are?
Not necessarily.
Not
Probably a little
necessarily.
bit more snow than you guys are getting, but I'm managing. I'm tolerating it.
I'm sure the best way to tolerate is just stay in the house. That's how I tolerate it. That's
Exactly.
I'm
Y'all have to go to
hibernating,
work, so I'm just gonna
hibernating
sit
until
at
it
home.
goes away. I heard that. So talking about your character, Brandon Johnson, doesn't sound like a run of the mill guy. So describe that character to us, and how was it playing Brandon Johnson?
So Brandon is very he's not so much of a sensible guy. He's kind of everything has to be perfect. He wants it his way or no way. Everybody is pretty much under him. He's the king of kings. He's the star player of the basketball team, so he's pretty much got everything going for him.
Mm.
Playing him, I will definitely say it's completely different than the kind of person I am. I think once this movie does air and all my friends and family see the character, they're going to be like, oh, well, where did this come from? Like what did you have to do to prepare for the role? But it was fun. It was different. I really enjoyed it.
So you're not a jockhead in real life. You didn't do all that stuff. You want to
Not at all.
give the little guy a wedgie and all that stuff. You didn't do none of that.
Not even in a little bit.
Okay. Okay, well then that's good. Be a good guy. So
Yeah.
you enjoy playing that character though. Well, how did you feel, like when you got picked for that role? Like did you apply for any other roles? Did you audition for any other roles? And how did you feel when you got cast for that role?
So at the time, I actually did audition for two other films. This one happened to be a little bit more interesting,
Hmm.
only because the character was, like I said, very different than who I am as a person, and that is actually one of the things I really enjoy doing in this field is just being able to put on somebody different, challenge myself to push and just the creativity behind it. I was talking to Jackie, the creator and the director. She was able to kind of give me a little bit more insight about how she wanted to um, the character to be portrayed. And after that, it was pretty much just sitting down, going over what it is that he actually wanted, why he was the way he was, what his relationships meant, what sports meant to him, and kind of just broke everything down to the best that I could.
Okay. So but she did do a good job in giving you that kind of direction to help get you into that character so you were able to do it with ease.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. So you went from you got casted, you went to the readings and everything, and then actually did the film. How was the process? Going from you went to one day you're auditioning, and the next thing you know you're filming, and then next thing you know you're rapping. So what was that process like, and how long did that take?
It honestly it felt like we started one day, the next day it was over. From getting the script to the table read, meeting everybody, filming from day one. It was a good experience. I will say, I definitely think that she picked a good group of people to be a part of the production. Um, it was stressful at times because
Mhm.
obviously with the whole waiting and technical difficulties or just whatever comes with filming a movie. There's
Yeah.
stress behind that, but hey, like I said, it comes with the field. But I would definitely say if I had to do it again, I definitely would. Absolutely.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So here's something that we haven't had to deal with in the industry, I don't think ever. What was it like filming in the middle of a pandemic? How was that different? Because you've been on sets before, right?
Yes.
And how was it different, this time? And we got to deal with this pandemic, and you know, is this person coughing next to me, like for
Yeah.
real, or are they in
Yeah.
character? What?
It's definitely it was something where it's kind of like, you know, is it worth putting myself at risk? You know,
Hmm.
it's kind of something you kind of just say, well, I know that I love to do it. Um, I could either wait until everything's done or just kind of put myself out there and just see what happens. Like I said, I fell in love with the script as soon as I read it, so there was no way I was passing up this opportunity. I would say the biggest difference, obviously, with making sure that we're not going out when we don't need to. We're not hanging around people who are possibly exposed and stuff like
Right.
the temperature checks and everything like that. But I mean, for the most part, it was like I said. Once you kind of get a part of it, you kind of just forget all the outside stuff. It's like you're building a new family, and I think that's kind of what makes it all the better.
Definitely, definitely. So aside from, adjusting to those things, was there any other difficulties or frustrations while filming on set, anything like that? People,
I would say the heat
the
was
heat.
probably the biggest. Yes, the heat. I mean, this is obviously a movie dealing with basketball, so we're actually playing ball in the movie, and that's, I mean, we're outside in the heat, doing take after take after take after take after take, and we're sweating. We gotta make sure we're dabbing ourselves off in the movie, and we're hydrating when the camera's not rolling. So that's probably the biggest thing, but like I said, it's all worth it. It really is.
Cool. So you were actually playing basketball. Did they have to get your shots, or did they do a cut to your to your actual? You made the shot after 15 failed attempts.
So I am actually thankful. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm actually thankful of how they filmed it because I'll be the first to tell you I am not the best basketball player. Okay, I didn't grow up playing sports. All right, that was not my field. So I was actually blessed and lucky at how they filmed it because I wasn't too much the center focus of when we were shooting the shooting scene.
Okay, gotcha. So is this your first time working with Jackie?
It is.
Oh, okay. How would you describe her as a producer and a director, and on set, off set, when the camera's rolling, when it cuts,
She has a bubbly personality, which makes it fun to work with her, but also, and I say difficult, not in a bad way, just difficult because I mean, my personality, her personality, I definitely think that we gel. And for me to work so closely with her, because she does play my girlfriend in the film, was a great opportunity. But we were always laughing, during takes, and I would forget a line, she'd start laughing, she would forget a line, and it came to a point where we both knew each other's lines. And in our head, while we're filming, we're like, all right, this is the line, this is the line. And when she doesn't say it, I'm like, okay, so do I just continue? Do we say cut? What are we doing? But I think she's definitely very creative. She knows what she wants. She is not like most directors. I will say that. And I think it's
okay,
just starting out. You kind of just have the sense of I know what I want to do, but how do I do it? And
right,
I think that she definitely, one with just casting, made an amazing decision on who she decided to put in this film, location wise, set days. Like she was able to work around everybody's schedule, which is to me is one of the great things about being able to work with somebody so closely. It's just that they're actually
definitely,
caring for your schedule, your outside life, and not just the movie.
definitely. Okay. Did any of the characters in the movie make you angry? Like somebody in the movie that it was hard to separate them in real life. Like when the camera stopped rolling, like I still hate this person. Anybody, any characters in there like that?
Honestly, not really. My character didn't really come across too many people, so I think, I mean, for the most part, like I said, I was just more concerned about Brandon. Brandon was concerned about Brandon. He didn't care about what anybody else was doing. He didn't care about how anybody else felt. It was Brandon, and sometimes Talia will pop up, and if he had to recognize or acknowledge her, he would. But other than that, it was Brandon's world.
Okay. So did you learn anything from being on the sets and working with a bunch of new people? I don't know if did you know anybody in the cast prior to filming?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Everybody.
So how did you feel working with a whole crew of people that you don't know, and how was that camaraderie? How did you notice that building up? From beginning, from the first day when you're like, okay, who are all these people, to the last day, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. How was that?
I mean, as always, it's always hard. The last few days when you build a connection with everybody from day one. I mean, you're used to kind of walking in the room, seeing all these people you've never seen before, and like, all right, who do I talk to? Where do I go? I got to figure out all these different personalities. But it wasn't like that. I mean, day
Mm,
one, we were all, oh, hey, my name is such and such. This is who I play. Where do you went to? Where are you from? It was very nice. A change from what I'm used to dealing with. So
okay.
I'm very fortunate in that aspect.
Do you think you made some good contacts to possibly work on future things with?
Absolutely. Everybody in the cast is very talented. Everybody.
Okay. So now you know that everyone technically does not know how this movie is going to end. Are you excited to find out how it's going to end?
I am. I am. I I was actually talking to Jackie, around the time the film was wrapping up, and I was like, well, I mean, we know how it's written in a script, but how is it actually going to end? Because I know
Hmm.
that she said herself, she's got a few different avenues that she wanted to try and work with and see which one she liked the most. So I think out of the entire thing, that's the ending is what I'm most looking forward to watching.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, you know what? This was very fun getting to know you, Marquise, and your character, Brandon Johnson. Thank you for being with us today. We do definitely appreciate that.
Thanks for having
So
me.
you can get no problem. So you can get your tickets now at Eventbrite for the premiere of Say Less. That will be on February the 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a free premiere, but donations are always welcome to help support future movie endeavors from Slimmx Productions. No donation amount is too small. Slimmx does thank you in advance for your support and interest in this rising production. I'm Steve Lester, and thank you for tuning in. See you next time.